Hello, good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you all once again. Welcome to our Soul to Soul program. I hope everybody is doing fine. Juliet, where have you been? We have not seen you for a while. Neka, good evening. I'm sorry, guys. Yesterday, Ruth Chinemerem, how are you? I am doing great. Ella, good. How are you? So sorry about that, my dear. I think I am better with my glasses. I'm better off without my glasses. Either way, tonight is gonna be a very great night. I'm so sorry about your head. How are you feeling now? I hope you are feeling better. Chinaya, how are you? Chinaya, I thought you said you wanted me to mash you tonight. So go and join TikTok if you want me to mash you. All right. Yeah, if you are looking for love, join the TikTok. My wife is doing great. Okay. So tonight we'll talk about relationship. We talk about marriages. We talk about life experience. We talk about a lot of things. Okay. So sit around. There's a lot for you to learn. Why joining me here? Jenny Black, you're welcome back. How is your preparation with Imo State Hangout? Good evening, Queen. How are you? Nice to have you here. Yes, I'm on live on TikTok and I'm also live on Facebook. Okay, so tonight is all about matchmaking, where lovers find themselves, where we make those things that seem wrong in your marriage, in your relationship, we make them seem right. Okay? So if you're looking for love and you're confused, you don't know how to make the right decisions for yourself because of what you have seen or what the world has shown you, this is a perfect time for you to actually see somebody out here who is also searching for what you have been searching. Trust me, I know the world out there is full of lies, full of fallacies, full of manipulations and blackmails. But yet, there is still true love. There is love out there. My family is doing great. You can actually get somebody that you love so much, somebody that can answer to you, somebody that can be able to, tell you when you were wrong, somebody that can look you in the eyes and tell you that where you're going is not the right place. Oftentimes when our partners advise us about some certain things, we always see it as wrong ideas. We see it as not a perfect one, because the scenario, the situation at which they are bringing in this advice may not sound well or may not sit well with us. Take it for example, the other day my wife was actually advising me on something, but she was advising me on a very good something, but at the wrong time. In most cases, I reacted badly. I reacted rudely because at that point in time, my head was not settled to actually comprehend her advice. You understand me? Now, I retaliated back to her. I felt bad. I shouted at her like, you were giving me an advice, something that I know, yes, it's going to help me, but you're actually giving me this advice at the wrong time. You understand me? I'm talking about my wife, somebody that I'm married to. She was giving me advice for something, but, the advice was coming in at the wrong hour. You understand me? It was coming in at the wrong hour. And I shouted at her. She knows me very well. She has been with me. So she knows that at that point in time, it's just for you to keep quiet and do what? And let him be. Friday, thank you. God bless you. Okay. So after she allowed me to actually cool off my anger, because at that point in time, no matter what she tells me, it may not go well. You understand me? So at that point in time, what will you do as a young lady? You let him be. Allow him to actually vest the anger on himself or whatever way he can, It was after some few minutes, some few hours, and I haven't slept off, woke up. Then I called her attention to, re-advise me again. But first off, I have to apologize for the way I reacted. But then again, I still let her know that you were actually advising me, yes, for a good something, but you were advising me at the wrong hour. Okay, so this is how it all goes. When you are married, many a times, how you handle your household issues matters. There are some little problems that if you don't handle it with care, it may escalate to a bigger problems. And when you look back at what actually is the cause of this problem, it was just a minor issue that either of you can actually overlook. Okay? So, and most times, we are all human beings and we are bound to emotions and reactions and all that. But you see, one thing I've actually learned is jealousy is a disease. Jealousy, ego, pride, these emotions are a disease. They are detriment to your happiness. These are what set boundaries between you and peace of mind. Ego, jealousy, and pride, these are the things that actually set boundary between you and peace of mind. A lot of us say, I want peace of mind, I want peace of mind, but ego, jealousy, and pride is what kept you away from being happy. It's what keeps you away from actually having that peace of mind that you're looking for. Because oftentimes when we envy people or when we feel jealous about people or what people are achieving, we are not achieving, it keeps us away from what we are actually supposed to get. Because every moment and every time in this world that you and I are seeing, as you're watching me now, every second you breathe matters a lot to you because you don't know what happens the next seconds. Every second, as I'm talking to you guys, every second counts and every second is a gift. You should cherish that gift. So while you are supposed to cherish that gift, you're using that particular moment that you're supposed to be happy or fulfilling or being fulfilled in life. You're using it to harbor anger, hatred, ego, and pride. So these things set boundaries between you and your own peace of mind. Many a times a man will tell you, a woman, I need peace of mind. I need this, I need that. Now let's talk about the characters of a woman when a man is asking for a peace of mind. If a man is asking you, a lady, you ask a man, what do you even want in life? A man will say, I need a peace of mind, a lady that will obey me, a lady that will respect me. Now there is equality and respect. To whom much is given, much is expected from. A lady will respect you, but there are often times there are silly mistakes that you as a man, you neglect, that you as a man, you make towards the lady whom you are asking for respect from. And many a times the ego and pride in a man will make you see those silly mistakes, those little mistakes. You see them as nothing. Like it's not something that can affect your relationship. It's not something that can make a woman go crazy. Or it's not something that can make a woman disrespect you. And oftentimes women don't actually show or talk about their anger issues. Most of the time, some of them will keep it within themselves. And they are only going to tell you about it through their actions, how they behave. And when they are actually expressing these things through their actions, we see it as disrespect. Do you understand me? When women are actually expressing their anger of something that a man did wrong, you understand? They are expressing it through their reactions, their anger, their emotions, and all that. We see it as a disrespect. And when we see it as a disrespect, it means to us that this person is not giving us peace of mind. So it's actually good for you as a lady to be outspoken in many cases. You understand? It's actually good especially when you're married. Okay? If you are married, this lecture is for you. This therapy is for you. If you're married, please try as much as possible to always, seek comfort with your man. What do I mean by seeking comfort? I mean, when you see those little things your husband does that you don't like this thing, you know that this thing is eating you up in your heart, please do well to tell him about it, because many at times ladies will be like, okay, they don't want to talk about it, right? But your actions will be affecting this man's behavior. Your actions will be affecting this man's happiness. Your actions will be affecting this man's peace of mind. But had it been you were able to speak up and tell him, okay, honey, this thing you did the other time, it didn't settle well with me. Like, I didn't like it. Okay, so not that it was really something good, but I just want to tell you it wasn't a good thing for me, and then if he's a nice man and a kind man, he will apologize, because he knows that these are detriment to his peace of mind. He will apologize and do what? And let things be. Okay? For a married people who wants to enjoy the peace of their home, it is advisable for you to make sure that you hide nothing from your husband. I said this in the last time, and I keep on telling you people this, because it's one of the secrets to happy marriage. It is when both of you are having open-minded. You have no hatred, you have no secrets. Okay? You are open to each other. It will be easier for you to understand each other whenever mistakes are being made. It will help you to navigate the times of quarrels, difficulties, and troubles and trials in marriage. When both of you are open to each other, you can easily communicate. You can easily tell each other things. You can easily make each other understand each other's mistakes. Do you understand me? You can easily tell each other their mistakes to their face without being afraid of how they will react, because this is somebody you are used to. And whatever reaction they give onto you, you won't be like, oh, this reaction is bad or something. You know them very well. You know they will react this way. Already within you, you know that when this such reaction comes, this is how I will handle it. So for a peaceful marriage, you need to be outspoken. You need to let your partner know this thing is bothering you. And it's best done in your bedroom. It is best done after the meal, after everything, after the normal, house routines and all that. It is best done when both of you are on the bed. It is also advisable for couples, married people I'm talking about, to make sure that every day of your life, except your husband is the type that travels out. But if your husband is not the type that travels out, your husband lives with you every day, you see your husband every day, it is advisable to make sure that you have at least 1 hour to 2 hour section of discussion with your husband. Many a times when your husband comes back and like, oh honey, I'm too tired after eating, it is how you actually start a conversation that will give him the energy to converse with you. You understand? If you are the kind of caring, loving, and playful wife, you will know exactly how easy it will be for you to actually get your husband into a talking mode to be able to listen to you. You understand me? So it is advisable to make sure that when your husband gets back from work, you try as much as possible to have at least the lowest 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or 1 hour discussion. So what is the topic of the discussion that both of you needs to have? You need to talk about how the day went. You need to talk about the experience at the work. You need to talk about the kids, if you have kids. For aspiring mothers and fathers, or parents that want to be, you don't have kids, you need to talk about the futures of your children. You need to talk about, there are things, your imaginations within the day. Because as we are human beings, we imagine a lot of things at every interval, at every second. There are so many things that comes to our mind. So the little ones that we remember during that time frame, we talk about it. You share these ideas. You understand me? You say it out. These are things that actually keeps a home together. Okay, these are the little things, because if you make it a routine, your husband will get used to it. It brings both of you together. It binds both of you together. It makes both of you to actually, pour out your heart. Oftentimes in the modern world we are today, the new generational families don't have time for each other. The time they have is the time for TikTok and Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and all that, and films. Then, it's normal to actually have your separate time to watch videos and do these things on your social media. But that is what I always tell my followers, people that are closer to me. I always tell them that is what I call family time. You see, when this family time comes in, you don't joke about it. It is time that is meant for you and your husband alone. It is time you get to talk with your husband. And when they are chatting with me or we are talking, I'll just say, okay, good night, family time. I am telling them, go and do what? Meet your husband. Regardless of the day's struggle, my dear, if it is past 10, past 11, 12, that is family time. That is time you need to actually have a time with your husband. It's time you make love. It's time. Love does not simply mean that you have to have sex or you have to, make out every day. No. You can love each other, get to talk, gist, talk about all these and all that. Because there are often times when we remember some certain things that happens in our life way back that we've not even talked about over the years. But while having a discussion, you get to remember it. You talk about it. You gist, you tell stories. This unites home together. Don't ever make it look like you both of you are getting too old for this moment. No, there is no old, there is no maturity in this. It is a time that both of you needs to feel that genuine love among you. It is the time both of you need to look each other in the eyes and tell each other the sweet things that happens. It what brings home together. It helps you to find out your differences, where you're lacking behind, or things that are bothering your partner. Because through conversation, you get to realize if something is actually going on or something is bothering this person. That is how you become a companion. Because partners are meant to be companion, right? This is how you become a companion. Okay? And during Saturdays and Sundays, for the married ones, if your husband is the one that works from Monday to Saturdays, Sundays after church, make sure as a husband, don't be the type of a husband that always, every Sundays, you work from Monday to Saturday, and the only day you have chance to be with your family, you end up going out to do what? To, have free time with your friends, or go out to drink with your friends, or go out to do this, leaving your family behind. Try to create time for family. There should be a family time. Okay, from Monday to Saturday is time you have to actually be at work, talk with your friends, do whatever you want to do, and make sure you get back home early. Sundays are meant for you and your family. Have time for your family. Some parents these days, especially fathers, they often don't even know about their kids. The only thing they do for their kids is to, pay their school fees, provide money for their feeding and clothing and all these things. But they don't tend to actually know about their kids, what their kids are studying in school, how life is treating them. And whenever they want to ask something about this thing towards their kids, they always shuffle it like on a lighter note. Oh, Junior, how are you? How was school today? I hope you're good. The children will actually answer you, towards that question, the way you ask the question. But when you take time, sit down and have a conversation with your child, you get to know if your child is being molested in school, or your child is, passing through difficulties in his or her academics, or there is something that is bothering your child. So make sure you have this family time. When it's Sundays, after church service, try to have family time with your family. Create time for your family. It unites your family, and it will help your children to know the importance of family. It will help your children. Your children will see that our father cherished our family so much. Our father loves our family so much that he spends time with us. In as much as you go to church, you go to work from Monday to Saturday, or you come back very late at night, listen, you spend time with your children on Sundays. On Sundays, they know that daddy is home every Sunday. Daddy goes out. Whenever you're going out on Sunday, just make sure you're going out with your family. It's a family outing. So your friends should give you that respect. Your friends should know you to be that every Sunday, this is family time. That is how you can be able to achieve a very happy and loving home. If you want to do that. I have somebody say something on Facebook. He says, I have a friend, she said her husband can't discuss with her. Said she has applied many styles but to no avail. In this situation, what can she do? She has tried to have a discussion with her husband, and on many occasions, it has proved abortive. Does she make out with her husband? This your friend, does she make out with her husband? On what note do they make out? Please, if you are below 13, 14 and you're watching me, although you learn from this, okay? This should be it's something you learn from your family. But let it be that I'm the one teaching you, please. On what note do they make out? Is your husband the type that after eating, gets to the shower, after taking his bath, the next thing is, honey, I'm in the mood, and you just lie down, the next thing is started romancing and caressing your body. You are turned on. You open up, you do. You don't do, calm down. Now, I wonder how you guys enjoy this kind of marriage. And after he's done, he goes to the bathroom, wash his ifedi, and come back and use duvet to cover himself. That is it. Now, a man that does this thing from time to time, how is this man supposed to love you? Yeah, because definitely the man will make out with you. He knows that you're always available for him. He will make out with you and do what? And let go. Now, there is what I tell my followers, there is power of a woman. Unless the person that married you never loved you. He actually married you under a particular thing. He maybe there is something he saw in you that made him to fall in love with you. He didn't love you for being a human being. He didn't love you for being a girl. He loved you because probably you have a bigger breast, or you have a big chip or something. It's just a self-attraction that attracted him to you. Not that he loved you personally. That's what we call agape love. You love somebody unconditionally. You love somebody not because they have this, physical appearance. You love this person because of who this person is to you. Marriage is not just giving birth. It's not just making out. You understand me? Marriage is not just making out. Marriage is all about somebody that can stand in for you. Somebody that is willing to listen. Somebody that is willing to tell you your flaws. That thing that no one can tell you. This person that you're married to can, look you in the eyes and tell you. They are telling you not because they want you to fall. They are telling you because they see the negative part of it and they want to correct you about it. Okay? So the thing is this. If that's your friend, how to get a man mostly, you all women know. You understand me? I didn't say starve him. Don't starve him that. Money is coming in my hand though. Who is going to give me money? Don't starve him. Alright? Never you starve a man. Especially when you're married. Don't. Okay? Now if I should ask your friend, what are the methods she applied to talk to him? What are the methods? Now, what is the nature of the job of the man? What does he do for a living? What are his routines in a day? Because these are the things I need to know to be able to digest their situation and be able to do what, to tell her what to do or what not to do. I need to know the routine of the man, how he goes in and how he comes back. Okay? What kind of work does he do? How does he react when you talk to him? What are his reactions? What are the excuses he makes? And what kind of discussion are you bringing up? How do you start the conversation? Okay? How do you start the conversation? These are the necessary things you need to take in place to know how to actually start. Because oftentimes the way we start a conversation matters if the opposite side is going to respond well. Okay? Yeah, somebody says it's possible for the love husband had for his wife to be greater than the wife. Yes, it is possible. It's 100% possible for one to love the other more than the way you love him. It's possible. It happens. Normal life, no. The person way you love no go love you back. It's possible. Oftentimes, men do love their wife more than the wife love them. So most times, a wife love the husband more than the husband love her. But listen, the best way to actually do this thing is for the husband to love the wife more than the wife love him. Okay, this is the best way you can actually have a genuine life and a genuine family. Because when your husband loves you more, you're not going to misuse that love. Okay, it's good for your husband to love you more than you love him. All right, because if you love him more, it will make you a little bit miserable. It will make you a little in a way that you cannot be able to confront him. You will be too afraid to lose him. You'll be too afraid to tell him things because you love him so much. You don't want him to get upset. But when the love is a little bit, not like you don't love him, a little bit average, but the man loves you, the man should be the one being afraid to lose you. The man should be the one being afraid to tell you things. That is how you know true love, okay? If your man is afraid of you as a wife, not that he's afraid that you're going to beat him or you're going to leave him. He's afraid he doesn't want to hurt you. He's afraid he doesn't want to, make you feel bad or, anything that can bring tears or make you sobbing. A man should be afraid of that when it comes to you as a wife or a girl that he loves. Okay, but when your love is average towards him, you love him. Okay, what you do is you are not that afraid to tell him his mistakes. You're telling me his mistakes because you want the best for him. You can be able to confront him and tell him in a way that he will understand because you know he loves you. Now, this is where you have to use the advantage of his love for you to correct him of his mistakes. That is one thing you ladies need to know. When you notice a man loves you so much, it will be easier for you to actually correct him of his wrong, okay, and make a better life for you and him. Don't make a better life for yourself. Some ladies are selfish of this thing, that they want to make a better life for themselves. They want to make use of that opportunity. Once they find out that a man loves them so much, they want to make sure that they dry that man. Okay? They want to make sure that they take out, like most times when some greedy ladies who know that a man loves them so much, they will do what? They want to use that opportunity to capitalize on using him to make money. If you're on TikTok, please keep hitting your hand on the reaction button so that the TikTok won't end, please. Okay? Facebook is normal. We can stay on Facebook 5 hours without having a problem. But TikTok, if you guys are not reacting to it, it's more like I'm talking to myself. So they are going to end it. You understand me? Some ladies would use this, the opportunity that they see that a man loves them so much. They will want to do what? To capitalize. They want to make money for themselves. Now, there goes this saying that says, to every successful man, there is a good woman behind him. What makes that good woman? To be successful is to be able to listen. If you have noticed, there are videos I would have posted, but because of Facebook policy and I didn't post it. When you ask some of the successful people you see today that are married, that have been with their wife for years, 70 years, 40 years, 50 years, and you ask them, what is the secret for their love? What is the secret for their marriage? When you ask the man will always tell you, ask the wife. You understand me? Some men will tell you, if you want to be successful in life, do what she says. You understand me? If you want to be successful, do what she... Because they understand the fact that the woman loves them, and the woman wants the best. A woman that wants the best for herself and for her family will make a better home. A woman that wants the best for herself and for her family. When I mean her family, I mean the family that comes through her. I mean you and the kids. She wants to make a good mother. She wants to make a good wife. Okay? She will make you the best man on earth because she wants to be proud of you. She wants people to know, this is my husband. And that is the best way they can actually come out to do what? To advise you. So when you hear this adage that says, to every successful man, there is a good woman beside him. The question you need to ask yourself is, are you a good woman? That's the question you need to ask yourself as a lady. Am I a good woman to this man? All right, someone asked me a question on Facebook. TikTok people, you don't just listen. You can as well drop your questions that has to do with marriage or where you're having troubles. That is why we are here. Okay, someone says, what would you say of a relationship where couples hasn't made out for 8 months? Okay, there are things that may lead to you and your partner not making out for months. There are probably, if you guys are into, family something or whatever. But apart, if there is nothing that is hindering both of you from making out, there is no need, unless your partner is not with you, your partner is out. But if both of you are living together, or maybe your wife just did operation and you are giving her time to recover, or your wife just put to bed and you are giving her time to recover, or probably there is some diagnosis the doctor gave and you are asked not to have sex for this period of time, then that's the only reason. Well, apart from that, there is no other reason you can give me that you will stay 1 month to serve for 2 weeks with your partner without making out. Unless both of you are not living fine. But there are some places like you can stay 2 weeks, 1 month without making out because you're too preoccupied with work, especially when the lady is working and the man is working. And each time you come back, you're always faced with so many challenges, home duties and all that. You may not have time for yourself, And the little times, oftentimes when you have that little chance, you want to, let you rush out to work and all that. Those are kind of time that may hinder both of you. But it's not really, it's not really a thing, okay? yeah, I would say it's not really a thing to, be in a relationship or be married with somebody for 8 months you don't make out. To me, it's not really a thing. I can tell you, I can guarantee you that. Anybody that says it's a thing, it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. That's the thing. It doesn't work. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing a matchmaking on TikTok and also on Facebook. So if you are looking for love, when I mean love, I mean if you're looking for a real life partner, somebody that you want to make out with, okay, you're ready for the long journey, send a request and I'm going to accept. I have to ask you some questions about your life, about your past, a little bit about your past. The past doesn't matter. What matters is the future. Okay, as a guy, when you meet a young lady, it's good to actually know a little bit about their past. But don't judge them using their past. Look forward to the present. But oftentimes, the past is always like a stigma to our present life. You understand? There are some things that we do in the past that when we bring it forth to the present, it affects the present. Okay, it affects our present condition. It affects a lot of things that we want. You understand me? So, how do you handle these things when you have a horrible past and you're afraid that when your current partner gets to learn about your past, they might leave you? How will you handle this situation where you have a very horrible past? Honey, please close the door for me. Thank you. How will you handle this situation where you have a horrible past and you are afraid that when your partner learns about your past, yeah. Who is it? I didn't hear. You guys can't shoot for them for a very long time. Who is it? It's Pascal. Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Mama, how are you? So how do you handle someone that, okay, you meet a guy now and you are afraid of your past because a lot of us have past. You understand? Okay, you have past, but how do you handle it? First and foremost, you ask yourself this question: am I ready for the present? Am I ready to make the changes? Am I ready for a better life? Am I ready for a new life? Okay? You need to ask yourself if you are ready for a new life, if you are ready for the present life. Because you need to actually find these things. Once you find these things and you're comfortable with yourself, like, yes, you're ready to make the changes. You're not going to repeat what's happened in the past, or what made you shed tears, or what made you go into depression, or what made you think so much. If you're able to get these things and confirm it within yourself that you're ready to make those changes, then you are ready for the future. Go ahead and tell. You will definitely see somebody that is ready to accept your past and ready to make changes with you, because there is someone for everyone out there. The only difference is, are you ready to make that changes? Are you ready to make that move? Okay? The move may be too big, though too big to make. Yeah, you understand me? The move may be too big to make, but you need to ask yourself, am I ready? If you're ready for it, then you're ready for the future. There is someone out there that is meant for you. You just have to find it. Okay? You just have to find it. All right, there's a question here. It says, what's of in a relationship where man is always beating his wife? Well, in a situation where a man beats his wife more often than he should, now, what leads to this domestic violence? I think I've talked about it in one of my previous live video. When we're talking about domestic violence, what led to it? Anger and ego, pride is what led to domestic violence. Because, like just what I said earlier on, there are things that may not really lead to a bigger quarrel, but because we are not able to accept the need to say I'm sorry, A lot of us are not ready to say I'm sorry. We always want to prove one thing right. The ego in us will always make it look like the argument we are having, we have an upper hand. The lady will feel this argument, I am right. The man will feel this argument, I am the man of the house. She should be able to do what? To obey me. While this thing is going on, the lady is trying to prove herself. The man is also trying to prove herself. Who has the veto power? These are the things that lead to what? Domestic violence. One has to cool down for the other. Domestic violence often leads to when you are actually in a convocation, in a quarrel mode with your husband. Learn to be the eyes. Learn to let go of some things. You understand me? There are so many ways to actually get your partner to say I'm sorry to you. You just have to know the right ways to do it. Okay? Whenever you see your husband or your partner is already in the hot temper zone, you let go. You have to cool off, because if you join her in that same hot temper zone, the house is going to scatter, most definitely. And you end up having to quarrel, fight, and exchange blows and all that. Okay? So that is what really lead to domestic violence. Anger, ego and pride is what leads to it mostly. When they have ego and pride, it won't let them to see where they are at fault. It won't let them to even say I'm sorry. It won't let them to know when things are going wrong. You'll be in an argument with your husband, and you should be able to realize that this argument is going way too far. It is time to quit. It's time to stop. Okay, but ego and pride will always make you feel like you are going to win it. You're seeing this argument is heating up and it's heating up, it's going out of hand. Your husband is getting more aggravated. Your husband is, getting more angered with your words. Instead of you to drop it, you still want to prove a point. You will keep on saying it, you keep on doing what you're doing. That's something that gets him upset. Yeah, and the same thing goes to the man. A man, you see that your wife is being aggravated to an extent that your wife is responding so harshly, so rudely to you. What should you do? Is either you walk out of the house to cool off, or you just leave her at that point and go to the other point. You leave her in the parlor, go to the room and do what? And stay. Okay? If she comes to the room, just leave the house. That way you can be able to, bring down the temper of the situation. You can be able to cool off the current situation. It will reduce violence. It will reduce you from having this domestic violence. Anger and ego, pride is what leads to domestic violence, and everybody have it. But how do you tend to, caution yourself? How do you know? How do you manage your anger, your egos, and your pride? Because these are the things that kills we human beings so fast. All right. So someone said men usually use the past against us in little misunderstanding. I prefer ladies shun their past and move on. Just what I said. Okay, just what I said. Are you ready to make changes? Are you ready to make changes? Hmm? Are you ready to make changes? Don't give up. Hey God, honey. Don't give up on life, okay? There is so much to do. Well, how do you handle a husband that never gets to say I'm sorry, even though they are very wrong and realize they are wrong? We are still saying the same thing, ego and pride. Well, if you have a husband that have ego and pride, how do you handle such a person? Now, this is where the power of a woman comes in. You need to understand the kind of man that you are married to. If you know that your husband is somebody that have ego and pride and can never say I'm sorry, you give yourself and devote your time to do what? To say the sorry. If you really want to have a happy home. All right? There are ways to make your husband see where they are wrong. Okay? There are ways you can make your husband to understand that what they did was wrong. Okay? Instead of confronting them, instead of putting it out to them face to face instantly to tell them, honey, honey, no. In that case, they will never apologize to you. Or when you sit them down just as I am, I will say, babe, come. sit down. You see that thing you did that thing. The tone at which you are telling him that same thing, he will never apologize to you. So have you tried talking to him calmly about his flaws or things that he has done in a more amicable manner, in a more understanding manner, in a way that you are telling him he is wrong, but not telling him he's wrong? You understand? You are telling him he's wrong, but you are not telling him he's wrong. How do you do this thing when you both are playing, or when you both are having fun? You get to realize, use ironic way to tell him that, you're feeling bad about what happened the other day. You should be able to use your emotion to make him see that, something is bothering you, or something he did is actually affecting you. This is the way you make a man to actually apologize, and, because this man loves you. So that is where you use the power you have as a woman. All right? So what of those guys? Someone is saying, what of those guys that are cheating in the marriage? Cheating has to do with you as a woman. Although some men, no matter what you do, they will definitely cheat. But oftentimes, from my own observation, from what I've seen so far in life, I will say that the ones I've seen, the reason why they are cheating is because of the way they are being treated in their homes, in their families, the way they are being treated by their wife. This is what leads them to wanting the need to have extramarital affair outside. What am I trying to say? This is it. Some women, when you get married after giving birth, you tend to lose yourself. You tend to, feel too comfortable as a wife that you no longer see the need to take care of your husband. You no longer care about your husband's feeling. You no longer care about what your husband does, simply because you are married to him, simply because you have given birth. You started neglecting the need. The only use you see yourself as a wife is to cook and do what? Make out with him. That is the only job you see. You no longer care about him like all those little things you people do for love. Why in courtship? You no longer do all those things. You no longer press his pimples. You no longer, do the little sweet talks and pet talks and all that. Men are lacking these things in marriage. And they will do what? They'll do everything humanly possible to get it outside. Especially when they started having a sign of it outside. Okay? Especially when they start saying it. Worst case scenario, when you start denying your husband access to you. Because you start making excuses to making out. You started making excuses. If your husband want to have, you're like, oh, I'm too tired. I'm this, I am that. Sometimes a man might not be able to confront you and tell you this is what you did or something that is bothering. They will rather do what? Say, okay. They don't want to disturb you. They know within themselves that you are their wife. Come rain, come sunshine, you are still going to be there. But what would they do? They will go out to do what? To satisfy themselves and come back to do what? To live with you. You won't know that you are actually the cause of these things, or you are the reason why they are actually going on. In one way or the other, they have tried their possible best to, get closer, but you didn't give them access to it. So as a wife, your job shouldn't just be giving birth or cooking in the house or taking care of the house chores. You should be able to look deep in your husband's eye to find out what's bothering him. That is why I said family time is very, very important. Family time is very, very important. And being open to your partner is also quite very, very, very important. You understand me? Being open with your husband is very, very, very important. It gives you the privilege to get to know your husband. Please, if you're a married woman, I would advise you see this private life that you women live these days are like, my husband doesn't have access to my phone. Please, once you start living this kind of life, trust me, you are giving your husband every possible chance to do what? To have his own private life. When I mean having a private life, once your husband have a private life and you don't have access to your husband's phone, you don't have access to anything that has to do with him, you will be the one seeking or sneaking around to try to see if you can get access to his phone, to check if he's cheating on you. Or, my dear, you are the cause of it, because this private life started from your courtship. When you guys were doing courtship, The modern world will tell you it's good to have a private life. What are you having a private life when you are living with somebody you claim to love or somebody you claim to spend the rest of your life with? There is no private life in marriage. Private life should end outside. Your private life is with people outside, not with the person you are married to. If you want to enjoy a good home, there shouldn't be private life between both of you. Your husband should know the friends you have, all your friends. You should be able to know the male friends, the female friends you have, your contact list. Okay? These are the things that can help you to have a good and genuine home. The private life you people see and you enjoy today is one of the things that leads to cheating. Because you will be having a conversation with somebody there. You will confidently have this conversation knowing fully well your wife or your husband doesn't have access to your phone. Most of you will not like this, but that is just the honest truth. You are complaining your husband is cheating on you is because you have a private life, your husband have a private life. The only family life both of you have is making out and cooking and eating and taking care of the children. The rest of it, you don't have family time. So you need to ask yourself, what kind of life do you have? Do you have a private life or do you have an open life with your husband? I know some of you will come in and ask me and say, oftentimes your husband doesn't tell you what they are planning or what they have in mind or what they want to do. Reason because, hold on, I'm coming. Your husband doesn't tell you things. Your husband doesn't open up to you. Why will your husband open up to you when you have a private life? When your husband doesn't see the need to actually tell you things, because when they tell you things, you end up either castigating it or telling them the negative side of it. Oh yeah, when you have. Try house on you. Check money. You understand me? So somebody says it depends on the kind of man you're married to. From onset, my hubby told me never to touch his phone, so I respect that. So would I have objected to that? Yes, you would have. From that very onset, you should have made him to understand that both of you are one. There shouldn't be secret between both of you. Being married to each other is a symbol of being in communion with each other. All right? When he made that statement is when you should have objected, when that love was still genuine and pure. That was when you should have let it open. At the same time, you will be open to your husband. He has access to your phone. It reduces this feeling of cheating. It brings more trust between both of you. You understand me? I'll tell you for a fact. My wife have access to almost all my phone, not almost everything, all my phone. To my laptop, to everything. She has access to it. What happens when you are married and these things that they say, okay, let me use this person as an example. We're talking about private life, right? Let me use Mohbad as an example, right? The death of Mohbad died. And a lot of people were actually saying, Naira Marley killed Mohbad because of what they had. This guy killed Mohbad because of this and this and that. Now, Mohbad is married. If I am the authority, the only person that has anything to answer to anyone or has a query to tell the real truth of what happened to Mohbad is the wife. You understand me? The only way the Mohbad wife will not have anything to answer is when they are living a private life, when she doesn't know about the husband, when the husband doesn't open up, when they are living when I mean private life, you don't open your husband's phone. Now, imagine in a scenario where something happens to your husband and the only way that your husband can be saved is through his phone, and you don't have access to your husband's phone. I have a friend of mine that her husband went into coma. You understand me? She needs to make transfer through the husband's phone. Now, she doesn't have access to the husband's phone, how will she be able to make transfer? She needs to call her husband friends, even though she cannot make transfer. She needs to call on her husband friend to be able to help her to do what? To transfer some money on waking up of the husband. They can pay back the bills. But she doesn't have access to this phone. She doesn't know of her husband friends. She doesn't know of anybody that she can call. Now, how do you handle such scenario? So in marriage, there is nothing like private life. It is this recent. Let me give you this thing, and let me find your trouble. It's my fault. I found your trouble. I don't know if I remove this thing, it's going to connect. I would have given her this thing to play with. Give me. Take this off. Okay. If you want to enjoy a peaceful home, this is what I'm telling you. Take it or leave it. It may sound weird to you, but that's just the simple truth. If you want to enjoy a peaceful home, you see, from onset, when you are in courtship, your husband says standard. There is no standard in marriage. Any man that says, I'm setting standard for myself, you are setting standard, you should set standard for outsiders, not your wife. You should set standard for your families, your brothers or anybody, but not your wife, unless you don't love your wife, unless you don't see a future with the girl, unless you don't see you spending the rest of your life with the girl. Unless while you get married and you see that this girl is not whom you thought she is, and you cannot be able to do what? To make changes. You cannot be able to make her see reasons with you or where you are holding to. Both of you do not share the same dream. That is the only way you will start, living this private life of a thing. But if you are comfortable enough and you are ready to, go the long run with this girl, there is nothing like private life. Because once you allow it from the beginning, trust me, your husband, imagine people living this kind of private life. That is why you end up having a man. A man will have a family out there. You will never know about it. Your husband will have another wife. He's paying bills for. He's taking care of. You will never know about it. Reason because you are living a private life. Huh? Guys, I'm coming, please. Before this girl fall off. I'm back. Yeah, thank you, Izaguchido. That's not Takuniana. So, we're talking about private life, right? You guys can continue with your questions, please. Let's talk. You can continue your questions. If you feel wrong with what I'm telling you and what I'm telling you is not the right thing to do, you end up having so many problems in life. I'll tell you for a fact. Okay? I'm telling you this because I know it is what that will help you. If you want to enjoy life, you set standards from the beginning. You should know when the Catholic doctrine practice, when they tell you this, for better, for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. What are they trying to tell you? They're trying to let you know that you both are bound together forever. You both are one. And even it said in the Bible, it said a man will leave his father's house and go to what? To marry a woman to become one. He never said to become two. Your Bible said it. It said a man will do what? Will leave his father and his mother. I think it's it in Genesis or something. He said a man will do what? To leave his mother and his father and do what? And go to a woman, bring her home so that two of them will do what? Will become one. If you have a partner, someone says, how can you deal with a partner that gets angry easily? That means you have a hot-tempered partner. If you have a hot-tempered partner, you need to be the ice block. Yes, you need to train yourself to be the ice block. If you have a hot-tempered somebody, try to stay away from anything that gets him upset. And again, whenever he gets upset, always know the remedy on how to cool him off. By what? Staying away till he cools off. All right? Yes, it's normal for people to have this kind of anger issue, but you need to do what? To become the ice, because hot and hot cannot mix together. You understand me? That is the true way of life. If your husband is the type that is hot-tempered, you as a wife, you need to do what? To nurture yourself to be the ice. Yes, you have to kill your own anger issue. You cannot have anger issue and your husband have anger issue. Both of you are going to destroy their house, because you will never agree. In this world, they said you disagree to agree will never work for both of you. Trust me. That's the honest truth. Okay? That's the honest truth. We are still talking about hot-tempered person, anger, this thing, they are the same thing. Okay? So if you have a man that is so, any little thing gets him upset, try it as what? When he gets that upset, just keep quiet. Don't talk. Okay? If you have a man, Chizoba, no problem, God bless you. If you have a man that is hot-tempered, once he starts, the drama stuff, keep quiet. Don't even say a word. Whatever he says, don't reply. Because any single word from you will do what? Will generate more anger. So you need to train yourself to do what? To learn to do what? Keep short. There is a story I once read, a documentary I once read, that says if you have to handle someone that has hot-tempered, always carry a bottle of water. Always carry a bottle of water. What is the bottle of water? What is the need for it? Make sure that you don't lose water. Always make sure water is beside you. So once you see that, the conversation is going elsewhere, do what? Take a little shot and hold on to your mouth. Don't drink it. Leave it on your mouth. Don't open your mouth. It will help you to do what? To cool off. It will help you not to respond. No matter what he says, allow the water to be in your mouth. Get away from him if possible. But walking away from him when he's angry may even aggravate the issue more. Then do what? Take a drink of a little shot of the water and don't say a thing. Alright? Never you say a thing. If you notice that the thing is going too much, that it's going to lay his hands upon you, get up and do what? And walk away when you can. Allow him to cool off before you come back. That way you will able. If you do this thing from time to time, your husband, on a very good day, will realize his mistakes, will realize his anger issue, and he will even become more cooler than you used to be. Trust me. It's something that happens over time, but oftentimes we just want the result to happen immediately. It takes time. It takes time for things to reflect. If you want to change a man's attitude, you want to change a man's way of reasoning, you want to change a man's way of seeing you, it takes time. You need to apply this remedy from time to time and time to time and time to time until you're able to do what? To achieve the result you are looking for. It's not that you do it 1 month and you'll be like, there is no result coming out from it. You have to do what? To continuously do it until you achieve that you are looking for. Remember, the goal is to do what? To have a happy home. The goal is not just to, have a momentary happiness. The goal is to make sure that your home is in a good shape. So if you are willing, just make sure that you are willing to do what? To make that sacrifice to have that happy home. Because having a happy home is better than being in a home that you are momentarily happy just for a period of time. And after some while, the whole happiness you gain for some months, you will just regret being in that home. So these are the sacrifices you should be able to make sure that you have a happy home. All right. So I'm open to your questions. All right. Because how much they need for this thing. Oh, yeah, catch up with
the Champions League team.
So TikTok people, if you are willing to join the live and you are searching for a life partner, go ahead and send a request. I will definitely add you. All right. Thank you to all my gifters. God bless you guys. I really appreciate it. Jonathan Akinkumi, good evening. How are you? Okay, youth man. God bless you. Drop your questions, so guys. Some of you are facing difficulties, but you're afraid to ask questions. Be free. I will answer you. Trust me, I will answer you. Somebody said, where can I send a request, sir? You can send a request now. You know how to send a request. How can one maintain a peaceful marriage? Must we obey all the arguments and let go without us getting into trouble? Well, if that is what it takes for you to have a happy home, do it. But this is what you do. After the argument, what happens next? See, it's not the argument that really matters. Argument is something that happens in every home. Yes, it's normal to have argument with your partners. It's normal to fight with your partner, to exchange words with your partner. But what do you do after that argument? What do you do? What is your reaction after that argument? How do you handle it? That is what matters. That's one thing that will make you see if the argument will still come up again, or this will be the end of that argument. This can help to kill the future arguments that are supposed to occur. The way you handle this one is what matters if the coming ones will be lighter or will be heavier. So, how do you handle it? By being more respectful, letting him know his wrongs, apologizing for his wrongs. Imagine when you're apologizing for somebody's wrong. Somebody that this person did wrong and the person knows that what he did is wrong, but you are the one apologizing on his behalf. You are apologizing not because he is right. You are apologizing because you want to make peace in your home. You understand me? So apology in marriage is not just based on a man. Okay, if it takes you to apologize to your husband to make him see the right parts of life, go ahead and do it. All right, it will help you to curtail the future argument and future fight and all that. All right, someone asked me a question. He said, why are men so jealous? It's only a man that loves you that can be jealous. Sometimes some men are trickish and somehow, but if a man loves you, that's when they get jealous about you. He says, someone asked me, okay, yeah, I can see your message, Amalisha. Someone says, sir, how can you deal with partner that hardly reason until it backfired them? Then they expect you to help out. All right. In so many ways, in so many cases, this thing has actually affected so many families, especially when you're trying to advise your partner about a particular thing. And at that moment in time, they will not, see reasons with you, right? And they will go ahead and do what they want to do. When the thing backfires them, you do what? They will come for you looking for help. Fine. What you will do now as a woman that understands the husband, when such scenarios or such opportunity is coming next, and you know that this thing is, you're having a bad feeling towards it, how do you actually put your feelings to your husband and make him see reasons, or trying to deviate his mind from doing that which he wants to do? My dear, I don't know how best I can explain this power of a woman that you need to have over your husband, especially when both of you are in bed. The need for you to actually talk to your husband in an amicable manner, make him see reasons with you. You understand me? I don't know whether or not they play with your husband. Are you guys too mean? Must there be maturity in everything? When I'm talking about maturity, una go just dey serious they talk about. There are things that you can actually do in a jovial way that makes your husband see reasons with you. There are things you will do even while caressing and torturing your husband in the most important places. Yeah, make him to understand that I'm having bad feelings towards this. If it happened the first time, the second time, the third time, he will listen to you. Yes, the first time, the second, the third time, he will listen to you. He will know. If he eventually mix up with the third time, next time, if something happen and you eventually, his mind he will not even think two times. But never you make him, once it happens at night, he will complain and complain. Help him out. Don't let him suffer it alone. Help him out. After helping me out, just let him be. Over the night, he will be thinking about it. Console him, be his companion, make him feel all right, make him to feel that things are normal. Okay? Don't just pour the regret to his face. Don't exhort yourself for telling him that this will happen. No. At that moment in time, he's into grief. He's actually passing through a lot. So don't bring forth yourself or claiming that you were right before. No. Allow him pass through that grief. Then after some time, when things must have normalized, ironically, you put it to him. Well, probably when both of you are joking or playing or doing something, or even, playing game, you get to tell him. Remind him of that. In a way that probably he's trying to say something or he's trying to have argument. You tell him you never listen. He will like, okay, how do you mean I never listen? I remember telling you about this thing that day, but you never listened to me. I know what happened. But anyway, who am I? In a more jovial way. But you actually hit the nail on the head. You've told him that you told him so. Well, you never told him at that initial period. But afterwards, you were still able to tell him that you told him so that such a thing will happen, but he never listened to you. All right? So somebody asked me, why do most men run away from their responsibility and expect us to shoulder all? A man that runs away from his responsibility, man, I don't know. Well, it's when a man marries a toxic wife. Yes. If a man marries a toxic wife, there are every chances that at some point in life he will run away. But if a man doesn't marry the toxic wife, it's just that the man is lazy, or the man is a mischievous human being. The man is the kind of, how would I put it? The man is of no use to the world. That is the only time he will run away from his responsibility. You understand me? There's no two ways about it. All right? There's no two ways about it. Okay. What's your advice for someone in wrong relationship who has given in all her best to work out, yet it keeps getting worse? I've always said this thing. I've said it in the past, and I'm still saying it again. If you are listening to me this night and you're a young lady, listen and listen carefully. While you are building a future with a man, never you neglect your own dreams. While building a future with a man, never you neglect your own dreams. Yes, you are building a future for a man that you want him to have the best life and this. Also build your own dreams. You understand me? While investing in a man, invest more on yourself. Because to every man that is investing on you, also invests more on themselves. But respect the man as much as you can. All right? So that whenever the relationship collapses, you don't go out. You only soliloquize because the love you were looking for, you didn't get it. But you will not say that you lost the moon while counting the stars. Some of you will invest so much in life that you tend to forget your own dreams. You tend to forget about yourself. You just fully dependent on the man's dream. You forget your own dream. So when the man eventually achieves his own dream and leave you behind, you have nothing to hold on to. These are the things that in some ways have led so many girls into prostitutions and all that, because they held on too much to a man's dream. They don't have a dream of their own. All right? So have your own dream. That's my advice to you. If you're in a wrong relationship, you have invested so much, have your own dreams, have your own inspiration, things that you're working towards for your own life. All right? And that way, it will make you to, have lesser time for this whole thing. It will even make you to realize when a man is serious with you or not. All right? Because a serious man should be able to work towards his own goals, should be able to work to achieving his own dreams. All right? Yes, I know that some men don't like you being silent when they are talking to you, especially Igbo men. Yes, I know that for sure. When they are talking to you, especially when they are in this angry mode and they are shouting and doing this thing, the best thing to do once you notice that this thing is escalating to the highest level, just walk out. Yes, he will say, "Where are you going to walk out?" Just angrily do what? Walk out. If it means you shout back at that once, but just walk out. When you come back, probably one day everything must, when you know that his anger has settled, come back and first of all apologize for walking out on him. That is the best. Yes, at that moment when this thing, for you to escape, create a little drama that will, restrict him from laying his hand on you or doing something he will regret. Just walk out. That is my advice for you. Walk out. There is nothing like age in marriage. Yeah, I will tell you for a fact. There's nothing like age in marriage. When two people that are genuinely in love with each other, they don't put in these age differences and all that. It's the people with low mentality to life that values age more. I'm older than you. I'm this. I'm that. That doesn't count. Age goes with ego and pride. When you start counting your age, you are counting your ego. You are counting your pride as a human. That's the truth. Wow, so many messages. So please rephrase your question so I can say it once again. No, you work out. Working out is not the worst. Yes. When you work out, you will shout and shout and shout and shout. Yes, work out. What was it? Whoa, back on Napoli number. Whoa. Namaja the Kwegu. Working out is not the worst, please. Anybody that says working out is the worst is not the worst. If you have somebody that has hot tempered and you know that the more you argue and the more you try to make sense, it's going to beat you, work out. Yes, that's my best advice to you. If you like, take it. If you like, don't take it. Do the one you want. But I'll tell you, working out is the best decision you can make. If it takes you working out to be outside the gate or be outside the house, he comes out and starts shouting and shouting. Just make sure you run away as far as you can. Give him time to cool off. Then come back. Or when you are out there, test him. Send him love messages. Tell him you are sorry. You won't do it again. You will not shout at him. Send him messages to kill him off. Just be from afar and make amends through the phone. We'll work out. Don't be inside there. If you're inside there trying to prove a point, they will beat the hell out of you. That's the truth now. Yeah, try to prove a point. Okay. Work on Romanesu. So he said a friend was trying to work out and na serious wahala. The man said it's a disrespect to him. That's what I'm telling you. He will see it as a disrespect to him, but make sure you do what? Say yes, let it be a disrespect. Blah, blah, blah. But instead of him to do what? Walk out. When you walk out, be from afar to and start apologizing from through your phone. Yes. Start apologizing once you realize what you did is wrong. Try to apologize through your phone. That is where partners. That's what I can tell you. Okay. Okay, somebody asked the same question. What do men really want? Forget what social media is showing you. What do men really want? For me, as a man, I will tell you I want somebody that can listen to me. Someone that can advise me, most especially. Someone that can advise me. Someone that I can listen to at the same time. She listens to me. Somebody that I respect, that respects me. Because it takes one that respects you to give you peace of mind, right? Person with no respect you can never give you peace of mind because they will always counter words. They will always make you feel vulnerable. They will always make you feel, the need for attention. You lack attention. You lack communication. You lack understanding. So you need somebody that actually understands you for who you are. Okay, it takes understanding to communicate. When you talk about communication, you have to understand each other to be able to communicate with each other. If you don't understand each other, you can never communicate with each other. You understand me? So what men really want, most men will say, I need peace of mind. When they're talking about peace of mind, they're talking about a lady that can respect them, a lady that will be there for them, a lady that can advise them, a lady that will be there when things are going wrong, the lady that can be able to stay put. You understand? Regardless of the situation. So that is what most men want. But most cases, women will see these things as something like it's too much to ask. Some of them will not even give you that respect. If you talk one, they'll talk two. You understand me? To know a woman that respects herself, she knows when to do what? Close her mouth. Women talk too much. Blah, 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 like trumpet. A woman that respects her husband, respects herself, knows when to do what? Shut up. I tell you for a fact. I told people that are married, I said, your husband married you. He wasn't forced to marry you. He saw you. He saw something in you that attracted him to you. He loved you for that. And what? He married you. It's just that you never realized the reason why they married you. Did they love you for who you are? There is a particular thing that actually made them to love you. Because men would definitely emphasize this thing while trying to make out with you. If there is a reason that brought them to you, you will notice it through their actions, especially when they are making out. You understand me? You get to realize that they love you for who you are, or there is this particular something that actually brought them to you. So when you find this thing out, then you know how to do what? To handle them. Yeah? That's what I will tell you. Okay, somebody said, can you talk more on this peace of mind? Because it has been misunderstood by many, especially men. To them, it means allowing them behave as they like without caution. No. When you're talking about peace of mind, as a man that loves his wife, okay, it means a woman that respects you and you respect her. A woman that, in the midst of chaos, she can actually cool you off. She knows the way to pull you down. Like you are in the midst of argument with people and she comes in there. She knows what to do at that point in time to make you do what? Cool off a little bit. Not like you're going to cool off entirely, because cooling a man off in a hot temper zone is not that easy. You understand? But citing you at that point in time can be able to, restore him back to normality and make him start seeing reasons if the argument is worth arguing for, or the argument is something to just let go and shut up. That is peace of mind to a man. He sees that in you. He knows that in you. He knows that you are capable of doing this for him. So a man that can confidently confide in you, entrust his life with you. That is peace of mind. You understand me? Not the kind of peace of mind where a man will say, the peace of mind I want is just for you to, make out with me, cook for me, have children for me. And most times it brings chaos in the family because there is no understanding. There is no communication. There is no respect. You don't respect the other person's opinion. You don't respect the other person's decisions and their way of life or something. So there is no understanding between both of you. The compatibility that makes both of you husband and wife is very thin. So there is no peace of mind there. So what I tell you now is basically the best way to actually describe peace of mind to a man. Once a man finds these qualities and sees all these things in you, he sees peace of mind in you. But no, now the question is, do you see the same quality in yourself towards the person you are married to? Yes, when it comes to marriage, everything about marriage is not basically centered on men. But when they say this saying, a man is the head of the family. A man is the head of the family. But how do you influence the decision of a man is what makes you a woman. You're married, right? You're with your husband. How do you influence the decision of your husband is what makes you a woman. Some people will say a man that listens to his wife is a mugu. No. Especially when you know that your wife is right. Especially when you know that the decision your wife is asking you to make is something that will benefit both of you and benefit your generation to come. That man is not a mugu. He's a man that sees the light where others see darkness. Because in the midst of the world, there are thousands of women out there, but among all, he chose you. So your decision should stand out with him, especially when it's the right thing that can benefit both of you. You understand me? A man is the head of the house, while the women are the hearts of the home. They are the heart of the house. And the head cannot function without the heart. The head cannot function without the heart. The heart pumps the blood that goes to the brain, also pumps the blood that circulates the body. Without the blood function, the brain is not functioning. So you need to understand the structure of being the heart of the home. You take care of. If they go out to this thing, you are out now. You understand me? This is the mechanism. This is the body. What makes up everything. But this is the brain. But this supplies the brain the nutrients to make those decisions. I don't know if you understand my illustration. You as the heart supplies the brain the nutrition to make the decision. That is, how do you influence the decision of a man? Because the blood, this pumps the blood that goes here for you to function and reason, right? So you need to understand that, please, okay? You need to understand that. Women are being respected unless you are married to somebody that never respects you or somebody that doesn't love you. Yes, I'll tell you for a fact, I respect my wife. Regardless of, normal women, but I respect my wife. Okay? So, a man should respect his wife. Most definitely, a man should respect his wife. I'll tell you for a fact. Okay? So you need to understand that. Your questions, please, before we go. That's not us score. Yeah. You don't over for a photo. Kai. Nah, like when you go like that and there, guy. How do you handle men that keep late nights? Men that keep late nights. What kind of job does the man do? Does his job require him being late at night, or his routine to be late at night? Now, most times I would say men that actually keep late night is because they don't want to come back to meet a nagging wife. They want to spend more time outside so that when they come back home, they will have less time to be with their wife, and then they run back to bed. The next morning, they are out. A man that stays late nights, most time, they don't want to come back to a nagging wife, a disrespectful wife. You understand me? A wife that questions his every move, a wife that just, shouts, and not a cool wife. Not a wife that understands the husband. Not a wife that asks the husband about his, sometimes this is what happens in a normal home, a normal average home. A man goes to work and come back, and probably he comes back late night. Okay. Normal wife that loves his husband, right? Her husband will cook, right? Eat. Some will not even bother asking. We said, why are you late? In front of the door. And this one, you are coming back late this night. What happened? You didn't even give him chance to come in, freshen up, eat. You understand me? The normal life of an average home, that's what I'm telling you. When he comes back home, some of you, once or maybe when you are serving the meal, honey, this one you come back. They will not even put it, this one you come back. Like, why are you late today? What happened? And you expect him to, normal respectful man they will lie. They will lie to tell you, oh, I went to so and place, because the way you asked him that question, he will lie and tell you he went this and those, so that you feel pity for him and said, okay, no problem. And that is that. You will not find out the truth. But how do you do this thing? If you really want to stop your husband from coming back late home, whenever he comes back and you are asleep or he gets back, these things are hard decisions to make, but these are sacrifices you need to make as a wife to be able to do what? To have a peaceful home. What do you do? What do? You do what? When your husband comes back late at night, serve him his meal. Allow him eat. After eating, when you both are at the bed, give him like 10, 20, 30 minutes to rest. All right? Then after that, let the family time begin. Play with him, talk with him, ask him, tell him things that happen in the house. If he says he's too tired to listen to you, use your power as a woman to, if it's too difficult for you to do that and he wants to sleep, you are disturbing him, allow him sleep. 4 a.m., 5 a.m., time to make out before going out to work. That is when you, talk to him. You understand? And then you came back late last night. What happened? Did you overwork yourself or what happened? I was telling you things that happened yesterday. You understand him? Tell him. But if you marry a husband that doesn't listen to you, one thing you should know, to know that you are losing your home, is when you're trying to tell your husband something and he never gives you a listening ear for one day. No matter what, you're trying to tell him, do this, or you're trying to tell him this happened, he always shove your words off your mouth. He always trying to, shut you up. You're losing that home. I tell you for a fact. You're losing him, you're losing your home. Now, a lot of questions will come to you. What did I do wrong? How do I fix this? There are ways to fix it. You understand me? When you see that your husband is no longer giving you a listening ear, you try. Don't go to his friends. Yes, don't. If his mother is still alive and his mother is somebody that respect and you respect, then try to, have words with the mother. You feel like you're losing her son. You feel like things are going wrong. You understand me? But if you know you cannot do it through the phone, if the mother is still alive, do what? Try to invite the mother over. Tell him, just discuss, plan with the mother. Mama, you're going to come. The reason why you're coming is because I want you to try to have a conversation with me and my husband because I'm losing him. You understand me? try to bring the mother of the husband. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, but make sure, as a married wife, make sure that your husband and the mama get better, genuine love and communication. Make sure, say, your husband love your mama well. That is your duty. Because one day you are going to want to be a mother, and your sons will get married, because how you treat your husband mama, now so your own children go to do what? Treat you. So make sure, say, your husband and their mama get this pure, genuine love, and you also love their mama well. You understand? So in this kind of situation, the only person that I can categorically tell you that will help you in this situation is their mother, the mom they listen to. Is the only person that can be able to do what? To bring them back. A therapist cannot help you. Me, as a therapist, I can't help you. Okay? Your pastors cannot help you. Your deacon, your bishop, they will not help you. The only person that can help you is the mother. Bring the mother over. After staying towards the weekend, the mother will demand for a meeting or wanting to talk to the son, which the son will oblige and give the mother a listening ear. That is where you will pour your heart out. Tell him, not in an aggressive manner, but in a more soliloquizing and asking way. You just don't want to lose your husband. And you will see your husband do what? He will apologize in front of the mother. You understand? But after the apology in front of the mother, you still have to apologize to your husband for bringing the mother into the home. But just make sure you let him to know that you don't want to lose him and you don't want to lose your home. You want the best. If there is something you are doing wrong that he's finding it difficult to tell you, he should be able to tell you. You understand me? He should be able to tell you, this is what you are doing wrong. Especially when you know your husband loves you. That's my candid advice to you, please. Yeah, somebody said, but there is a saying, bad company corrupts good manners. Don't you think bad friends can cause? Yes, bad friends. I said, when you are married, I've said it the same before. I think I have to write a marriage course list for you people. Because this is something I've talked about in the past. Okay. There's my previous last live stream, I've said something about this and about keeping friends. As a wife, you should be able to know your husband's friends, right? The ones he's so close to, he communicates with. This thing goes back to having an open marriage. You understand me? Because if it's not an open marriage, you won't know your husband's friends or whom your husbands are is in communication or how they are influencing their life. Now, being a good wife, you should be able to realize at early stage when you are noticing changes in your husband's life. Now, don't just get married and let go of your husband or the need to actually, know what is going through your husband's mind or what your husband is passing through. Because if you pay more attention to your husband, you get to understand when there are, when there are little shady characters that are changing. You know how to curtail it in time. It's more like being in courtship with your husband. Your courtship period shouldn't just end after marriage. You're still learning your husband, so you should pay more attention to him. The same way he's paying attention to you. Somebody said some men don't respect themselves until you change it for them. When a woman is nagging, how do you expect him to respect himself? When a woman deviates from being a respectful, humble young lady to a nagging young lady to a wanting young lady, when a lady, you marry this young girl and she's so calm, she listens to you, she advises you, she tells you things, and when you marry her, things change. She's not the type that demands so much, but immediately you marry her, she starts demanding for Brazilian wig. She started demanding the need to, take over everything. These are gradual process. But young ladies will want it hot. If you don't give them that hot, they see you not being a responsible husband. You do it amicably until you get the desired results. Marriage is just like a book, all right? Just like a story that you are reading. There are good moments in the story and there are bad moments in the story. So you have to live through all these things to be able to achieve a better home. You understand me? There is no better one out there. Okay? There is no better one out there. If you leave your marriage now and go out there, okay, and start searching, you end up picking the wrong carton again. Okay? You end up picking the wrong carton. Flores or Cafu, yeah, very funny. Okay, yeah, never you ever have a third party in your marriage. What kills marriage mostly to men and women is when you start exchanging, when you start telling people things that are happening in your marriage, when you start seeing the need for people to advise you about your marriage. That is when you will have more problems in your marriage because your decision will be influenced by what people tells you.
Exactly.
You understand me? Your decision will be influenced by what people tell you. You cannot be able to make this decision on your own anymore. You always depend on what the third party will tell you. Immediately your wife or your husband does something, you will run out to tell your best friend. You'll start seeking advice, validation to know if what you did is right or wrong. You actually need to see this validation through your partner, not through an outsider. Okay, once your marriage passes through the door to another person, just know that you're actually bringing doom. Some may give you good advice, but oftentimes those advices may not go well with your husband. You cannot be able to defend that advice because the advice is not coming from you. You are not the originator of those words. These are words that were embedded to your ear through a friend. You understand me? So the reasoning of your friend differs from your own reasoning. You understand me? So when your friend gives you an advice that they feel that can be able to help you in your home, right? And you are trying to implement this advice, it's not something that is coming from you. Now, what happens if there is a reverse scenario that your husband doesn't act according to what your expectation or what your friend expected him to act? What happens? How do you handle it next? Some of you may not be able to handle it in an amicable way that can be able to, subdue your husband. Some of you will retaliate. So the best way you can handle a home is to do what? To have a home that you can be able to do what? Face your fears and open up to your husband. Confront your husband in an amicable way. Say sorry when necessary, even when you are not wrong. Learn that. It's very, very important. In marriage, learn to say, I am sorry, even when you are not wrong. Don't allow ego and pride to kill you, especially Igbo girls. Don't allow ego and pride to kill you. Igbo gets so much. Do you guys have this ego of wanting to claim right? Oftentimes, Igbo girls are found wanting the need for a man to apologize first. Yes, they see that value in them that they are women and the man should apologize first. They don't see the need of, a man loving them or them wanting to have a beautiful home. They always found themselves wanted for more attention, more apology from a man. Saying I'm sorry is for you to have a beautiful home. You're not saying I'm sorry because you are wrong. You are saying I'm sorry because you know that what this person did was wrong. Imagine apologizing to somebody for something they should apologize for. Okay? I've talked about hot temper. We are going back to what we've talked about in the past. Cindy, let me leave this to my next topic, okay? I've talked about hot temper and the way to curb it, okay? It wasn't quite long. I think you are joining us recently, okay? I know you people like petting. Women, you not like petting, but why petting? All this petting stuff. Sometimes when you see that your man no longer wants to pet you, you pet your man. Even we as a man, we need petting. Yes, we need petting. That's the most truth. When I'm talking about the negligence of women after marriage, I'm talking about the petting stuff now. When you're talking about cheating, what lead men to cheating is because you no longer pet us. Now, let's say this thing. In courtship or in relationship, when you people are in relationship, when you come to your husband or your boyfriend house, you always press his pimple, put his head on your laps, Abi. Allow him suck the necessary suckable. Make him feel all right, Abi. You cook, you position yourself well. Do those normal things. But after marriage, you feel like you have arrived. There is no need for all those things because then you were hustling for marriage. Now that you are married, there is no need of you doing all those things you were doing. You no longer look on his face to see pimples because you feel like no need. And my husband, you know they get anywhere. Your husband go anywhere. Another girl go press him pimple. He go do transfer. You understand me? You no longer press the pimple. And trust me, whenever you remember to come press the pimple, your hand will become too hard. It will not be soft anymore because a softer hand is doing it out there. You understand me? So don't neglect your normal duties as a wife or as a girlfriend. All right? Live your everyday life like you're just finding a new boyfriend. It will help you live a happier life. Okay? Because Kedivas in America can celebrate over goal. Oh, okay. Na poto Melias na kasna na because man roll in England here. Akim, how are you? He said, if my husband no pet me, if your husband is petting you, you too, you pet your husband. Trust me, if you are the type that pets your husband, when I mean pet your husband, I don't know, me, I enjoy it though. And my wife know that I enjoy it. You see pressing pimple. Even when there is no pimple, I like her to touch my face. Yes, when I'm not doing anything. Touch my face. Remove all this. If now one be a bitch, they come out. No wahala. I like it. When you drop your head on the lap, soft lap. When I mean lap, normal soft lap. Nobody does one well in badge. You understand? Drop your head on the soft lap. If it means yes, why he presses his phone or do something, especially those Sundays. It is good. That is family time. Yeah. It brings you tell stories while you are doing that. You talk about things, So it is always good. It's always good. You love petting. Everybody loves petting. Men love petting more than women. That's one thing you people don't know. You see, I want to take you guys back a little bit. Why God created a woman. The woman that the Bible that you all read. Yes, women were created for enjoyment. That is what you people were told, but that is wrong. Women were created to, comfort a man. Remember, from the book of the Bible, Adam was created to do what? To take care of everything God has created, right? God created Adam to look after everything he has created, to take care of the animals, to take care of the plants, the trees, and everything, right? Now, God saw that the job were too heavy for Adam because every day Adam goes to the field to name animals, name birds, ants, and all these things. And each day when he comes back to his tent, he feels tired. There is nobody to talk to. There is nobody to comfort him. There is nobody to press his pimples or, make him feel more like a man. There is nobody to cool his tension down. He will just sleep on the rock alone. And tomorrow he will do what? He'll still go back to the field. God thought it wise to actually bring a woman to comfort him. You understand me? God brought a woman to comfort Adam. Now, Adam was sleeping. To tell you the need why Adam was sleeping when a woman was created. I don't know if you guys read this thing very well. Adam was sleeping when Eve was created. You understand me? When Adam woke up, he met a woman, right? He met his comfort. So God created women to comfort Adam. Now the job of Adam is to continue looking after the livestock, what God has created, right? When he gets back home, what? The woman takes care of him. But these days, the narrative which people are pushing is that women is their time to do what? To enjoy, to do this. Yes, it's quite all right. You're at home while Adam goes out to do what? Do the normal things and come back home. But the major reason why women were created is to comfort a man, to relieve him of the pain of his day struggle. After working so hard in the day in the field and comes back home, he should be able to share his day activities with you. Now, let me just use this to remind you people of what I'm talking about when it comes to family time. After Adam must have named all the animals, right? The ones he could have named for the day. Now, when he comes back, he needs to tell Eve about how his day went, right? He needs to tell him the names he has given to each animals so that Eve will know the one to call this animal when she comes across them. But can Adam be able to tell Eve all these things if they don't have family time? Adam cannot be able to tell Eve the names of animals that he named if they don't have time together, if they don't talk, if they don't communicate. So you as a wife should have a family time with your husband. You understand me? You should have a family time with your husband to be able to know what your husband went through for the day, what happened, what are his plans for the next day. You understand me? Don't remove that thinking from your mind. When you are petting your husband pets people outside. If you are doing the right thing and you know your husband what, make your husband to realize his what, he will have lesser time for outsiders. And also, as a married woman, try as much as possible to deviate your man from your man cheating on you if you are doing the right thing. If you are not doing the right thing, it's always when you get to think that your husband will cheat on you because they don't see or value you. All right, so remove that thought from your mind. Value yourself at the same time, value your husband. Make sure your husband value you and your husband value himself too. All right, guys, I'll soon end the live, so I'm going to attend to 2 or more questions and that will be all. Okay, I'm going to attend to 2 or more questions and that will be all. Florence, don't encourage that. Where this thing she said, when we keep petting them, don't encourage that. Regardless of whatever life experience anyone might have, always encourage people to believe that there is always a better future. Okay? And one man's mistake should not, discourage others. Everybody have a different life. Imagine this case of a lot of young ladies believing that all men are the same. Now, all men are the same will make them not to bend down or listen or respect or try to understand a man. They will have this narrative of them that no matter what they do, a man is going to cheat. A lot of you have passed this knowledge to younger girls that no matter what you do, a man will always be a man, that you are not going to see a man that will love you or a man that will respect you. So in most cases, the recent generation that you and I are having now, most young girls out there believe that they will just get married for momentary love, that their man is not going to respect them, that their man is going to cheat on them, their man is going to do this or do that. Okay? So teach your younger ones this thing that I'm telling you people now. Help go to Florence says, boss, you are using abroad wisdom to judge this, or you are in Nigeria, you will understand. I was once in Nigeria. I was not born in abroad. I was born in Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria, so it's not an abroad sense. It's something that has been with me from childhood. So how you are brought up matters. How you are being told about life matters, and what you have seen. Like, I've seen the worst side of life. Okay? I've seen the worst side of life. I've seen, yeah.
Hello?
All right, hold on, I'm coming, everybody. Sorry.
Ada? Asmana?
Good evening.
Kaya mo yun ang bangka?
Okay, all right, guys.
Hindi na bangka mo.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about. Madubuko just said, I don't want to share life experience. Men can never be trusted. Now, when a young girl like this have this kind of mentality that men can never be trusted, how do you expect such person to have a happy home? How do you think this such a person can respect a man? She has already have this mentality that men can never be trusted. So no matter what a man does, she will always seem to have this suspicious mind towards man. So it will be too difficult for a man that is living with you to be able to convince you that they will not cheat. And it will be too difficult for you to be able to do the necessary thing you need to do to curb or to maintain a happy home. You understand? I understand how men behave. I come from a polygamous home, but the decision every man makes is what they live by. There are many ways that women actions influences the changes in a man's life. You as a woman, you need to understand this. Upbringing, how you are being brought up matters a lot. The kind of life you live while you are coming up matters a lot. Okay? The decisions you make matters a lot. It whether it influences your life positively or it influences your life negatively. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. The circle or the society we are today is the type that tells every young lady that all men are the same and all men cannot be trusted. But I'm telling you right now that that same society that has created this narrative for all men is the reason why you are having so many breakup, so many misunderstanding in a home. Because the time that you are supposed to use to listen and obey your husband or be a companion to your husband, you are using it to wonder about thinking of your husband's decisions or your husband's character or your husband's behavior. You understand? A lot of young ladies will get married and they will start looking out for mischievousness from their husband. They will start looking out for their husband not listening to them, or their husband misbehaving, or their husband having to have extramarital affair, or their husband doing this or their husband doing that. Instead of them to actually think of a way to, make and create a better home, they are using the time of what they have been taught or what they have seen while growing up to do what? To have a very not happy home. Well, at least you said 5%. That 5% is okay. Trust the 5%.
5% are not trusted. You as a woman, are you trustworthy?
Let's not reverse the case. We are not here to judge who to be trusted or who not to be trusted. Everybody plays their own part. But what I try to tell you people is how you are being brought up. Now, you have the chance of bringing your child up in a better way. How do you influence the decision of your children? Are you the kind of mother that tells your children that all men cannot be trusted? Or are you the mother that tells your children the need of the rights and wrong in life and what they should expect in future? So how you are being brought up matters. How you brought up your own child matters. Madubo Kadobi said, your life experience have made you to understand that you can never trust a man, yet you are living with a man. Now I want to make you to understand something. You have a child, right? A girl and a boy and so forth. Now, if you pass down this same knowledge to your daughter that all men cannot be trusted, trust me, your child will grow up misbehaving. Your child will grow up jumping from one place to another, because this knowledge will always push her to the kind of men that will never take her serious, because whenever she's with a man, she can never bow down or she can never give a man any reason to settle down with her. I tell you for a free that when a lady with such mentality will go into a relationship, they are not going into a relationship for a better cause. They are just going there to try their luck. Imagine you going, a lot of ladies have gone to a relationship to try luck. Okay? They have gone to a relationship to try luck. And when you are going into a relationship to try luck, you do what? You end up meeting the wrong people. Florence says, since I survived heart failure and BP, I stopped thinking, trusting, and loving anyone. Well, everybody have their life experience. You understand me? But I want to tell you people, there are still good ones out there. But your decisions and your characters is what influences the changes in most of them. There are still good ones out there. 90% of the ladies out there will believe they are the good ones. My dear, if somebody should sit you down now to tell you you're wrong to your face, the things that you are doing that are not right, even you yourself will run away from yourself. Stop feeling the need that you are the one that is right, that you are the perfect one. No. If we are to go by that angle, a man should sit you down now to tell you where you have wronged him, the things you have done that made him deviate from loving you, even you yourself, you never saw that coming. Most of the times you pay attention. Like, I am somebody that pays attention very, 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 very well to my own personal behavior. As much as I pay attention to my wife, I pay attention to my own personal behavior, because there are things that I do that I know that sometimes these things are wrong. What do? I always tend to apologize from time to time. I've told you people, if you are in marriage, it is wise enough for you to apologize to your husband once in a while. You are not apologizing because you did something wrong. You are apologizing because you don't know if you have done something wrong that your husband is hiding or your wife is hiding from you. So it's advisable to apologize in an amicable way, in a more loving way. Oh, honey, just in case if there is anything I've done, I'm not saying you should say it like this. Everybody have their own way of, presenting words. There is anything I've done wrong, I am sorry. Or you're like, oh, babe, I love you. You say, I love you too. Honey, I am sorry. Said for what? I don't know. Maybe I've done something wrong. You said, no, you have not done anything. But in case there is anything I've done wrong, please forgive me. I'm sorry, I never knew that I could do that. Your husband will ponder into that your apology, or your wife will ponder into that your apology to know what prompts you into saying, I am sorry. I don't know how human beings see the way of things, but I'll tell you for a fact, nobody is perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect. If we were to bring back the stories and tales of what women have done to men alone, you will be like they are the worst human being on earth. But trust me, there are still better ones out there. And I'm trying to tell you people on this show tonight that you still have the chance of meeting someone better out there. When you meet such a person, cherish them, understand them, love them, and do what? Respect them. Okay? My dear, with one's experience should not put you back to the need to do back. Or I don't know how you say it. A man is fake and all these things. I don't know. Everybody have their own life. Okay. On one-on-one section, I'll tell you. I will ask you things that are personal. If you can be able to tell me the truth, I will be able to comprehend and tell you where your problem is coming from. You understand? But trust me, there is one thing I understand about life. We as a human being, whenever we are telling a story, a one-sided story, like I'm in a relationship with my partner, but I just want to talk about my relationship. Maybe after we broke up, I will always tell the ones that are good to me. I will never talk the one I did. And if I thought I want to talk the one I did, I will talk the one that are on a lighter note. I will never say the grievous ones that I did. So it's best, in a best way, if you want to settle a couple's dispute or a couple's quarrel, it is always good to do what? To listen to both of them, not together. You invite the wife, allow the wife to say everything she needs to say, then tell the wife to go that you will call two of them together. All right? Invite the husband. The husband will come. Both of them must have come together, you understand? And ladies complain. Fine and good. Then you send the wife out. Go and wait for us. Allow the husband to say everything he wants to say. After the husband must have done what? Say everything he has to say. Then call in the wife. Allow the husband to do what? Go out. Listen to the wife on. Now, after listening to both parties on a separate room, a private room, call both of them together and do what? and ask them to do what? Say that which you say again. And you will see that both of them will not do what? Tell you exactly what they told you privately to each other's face. This person will narrate her own story in a way that will please the other one. This one will narrate their own story that will please this other person. But now you have actually gotten the point from listening to both of them privately. You should be able to comprehend, to know where the problem is coming from. That way, you will point the real truth to their faces. You will tell this one, you say so and so. You say this one, you so and so. But this is not what matters. What matters is, this is where your problem is coming from. You lack the understanding to comprehend where little mistakes are made. Okay? The little mistake that we have made that you are supposed to overlook, you're actually putting into finger. And you're allowing it to escalate to this extent that both of you are no longer in good terms. Make them to see where their fault is coming from. Then make them to see the need to apologize to each other. And everything goes back to normal. All right? Florence, parents, train your male children the same way you train the girls, because my gender are really suffering. I will tell you, train your children the way you train yourself. If you are proud of yourself and you know that you have lived an upright life, train your children the best way you trained yourself. That is the best thing I can tell you. All right? If you know you are proud of yourself as a human being, then train your children the way you trained yourself. Because at some point in life, you started training yourself. That is just the gospel truth. You don't train your girl's child because they should be a good wife, or train them the way you trained yourself. All right? Because if you respect a man, you will be able to make your son to respect a woman. If you respect a man, you'll be able to make your girl child to respect a man. Because when you respect a man, you should be able to make your sons to respect you as a woman. You make them see the need to respect women. All right? That is just the truth I will tell you. All right? All right, guys. It has been a lovely night, okay? I will tell you, I enjoyed this section. Though we didn't see people to, put together, but trust me, as the program keeps going and getting stronger by the day, definitely we will find love, and people will find love here. Trust me, we'll match people one day. We're just getting started, so it's a journey, but it's a journey that begins with a step. You understand me? We don't have much people watching because it hasn't gone viral. People have not started seeing the need to be here to listen to us. But it's best that we talked about these things at night this way, rather than doing it during the time that people are supposed to be at work. Okay? So guys, I think I will shift this so to Sundays, all right, or Saturdays, so that Saturdays are the normal time when you are done with your day-to-day activities. Sundays is time you are supposed to rest. So I will check between Sunday and Saturday, the one that will be best for me to shift it to. And we will be having our soul-to-soul section either Saturday or Sunday. But it will be communicated to you guys. All right? So this is one of the major things we do on Udwakomle Young One. And I appreciate each and every one of you that have been with me. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. I want to pray with you all tonight. Okay? Pray that the good Lord will guide and protect you all. Listen to your heart desires that are not of sin and provide for you. Fulfill all your heart desires. Meet you at the point of your need. To everyone suffering out there, may the Lord bring down the heavy load on you and make it lighter. Okay? The Lord shall bless you in the morning, afternoon, and night. May you be connected. But whatever you put your hand shall be blessed in the name of Jesus. I still uncover each and every one of you with the blood of Jesus. Wherever you are, may the good Lord guide and protect you. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you all, and God bless you. Shalom. Thank you all, my TikTok fans. Thank you, my Facebook family. Once again, I remain your host, Udwakomle Young One, and I love you all. One love. Mm.